Wish you a very lovely good morning, my dear class third students. Today we are going to start the 11th chapter of your book, which is communication. The first thing which we need to know is what is communication. Communication is the whatever we need to speak about to anyone, we need to communicate with the second person. For this, we need a communication system. Like if we talk on phone or we talk face to face, these all are the kind of communication. We send letters. Letter is also a kind of communication. So in any mode by which we transfer our thoughts and we share our thoughts and ideas, feelings, experiences, etc. to the other person is called communication. Okay, let's start your chapter. Need for communication. Communication means exchange of thoughts and ideas with each other. We need to communicate to express our feelings and expressions. Communication helps us to know about the people and the world. Because of communication only, we came to know that what is going on with at which place in the world. It is all because of communication that nowadays we are aware about all the news across the world. Many years ago, when people did not know a language, they could still communicate by using different signs. In early years or early ages, what happens, there is no language by which people can communicate among themselves. So at that point of time, people used to communicate by using different signs, different kind of paintings, by making paintings on stones and walls of the caves. They also communicate by using their hands, eyes, and other expressions. Okay, so this was the way which our ancestors or the early man used to communicate when there was no language discovered. Next, means of communication. Means of private communication. So what is means of private communication? The communication between two private person or two private properties are called private communication. People learn different languages and started writing. Earlier people used to write on leaves because there was no pages invented. So people in early ages write on leaves. Then they started writing on papers. People started writing letters to convey their messages to distant relatives and friends. So people used to write letters on a page to their distant relatives and friends. This is also a kind of communication. Earlier, trained pigeons were used to carry letters, then, messengers went on foot or horses to deliver letters. After the early age, after the discovery of languages, people start to write letters to their distant relatives or friends. It was delivered before by pigeons, by trained pigeons who go and give the letters to the receivers, and after that the messengers were sent on horses or by foot. After that, the postal service was introduced. Okay, today we are much faster means of communication. We can send the messages through postal services. Postal services provide us with postcards, inland letters, envelopes, and stamps, which helps in communicating with each other. Here you can see this is the photo of a postcard. Here, inland letter, and here is a stamp. So these were the things used to send letters. Let's see the journey of the letter through postal service. Firstly, letter is put into the red letter box. The postman comes once in a day to collect all the letters from the letter box. He takes all letters to the post office. There he stamps them and sort according to the cities. Then he carries the letters to the railway station where they are carried by trains to different cities. He also collects the bag of letters meant for his own city from the train. He carries this bag of letter to the post office where he stamps these letters. Then he sort all the letters according to the localities of his city. He sorts the letter of locality according to the house numbers and street names. Then he goes by bicycle to deliver the letters to different places in the locality. Some other fast means of personal communication are telephones, emails. Emails are the messages sent by the computer. Courier service are also a fast means of sending and receiving parcels. Now, let's see how postal service works. First, what we do if we want to send a letter to our relative who lives in a far place. So first, what we will do, we will write a letter and stamp it and put it in the letter box. Then what happens? A postman comes in a day and collects all the letters, and according to the localities they were sent, he segregated after stamping them. After segregation, he goes to the railway station and gives the letters according to their locations and collects the letters from there which are meant to be sent in his own city. After that, he comes with all the letters and stamps it and sort it by the locality according to the house numbers and street names. Then he goes and delivers it. Nowadays, we have telephones, mobile phones, emails, and very different social services to communicate with one another. Courier service are also fast means of sending and receiving parcels. If we have to send or receive any parcel, we can use the courier services. Here in fact trivia, Emperor Sher Shah Suri was the first one to introduce postal service in India. Next, means of mass communication. Mass communication is to communicate when we communicate with a large amount of people at the same time. So, mass communication means communicating with a number of people in different areas at the same time. So, when one thing communicate with a large number of people at the same time is called mass communication. Its examples are radio, television, magazines, and newspapers. With the help of mass communication, we are able to know about what's happening around the world. It's all because of mass communication. Now, saying without speaking. Have you observed dancers making expression on their face while dancing? They communicate different messages without speaking. There are some people who cannot speak or listen. They cannot express their feeling and needs, nor they can listen. So, such people have special schools. These schools help them to learn special languages and sign languages. The sign language are spoken by hand and finger movements. So these are the special language which is called sign language is introduced to the people who are deaf and dumb, who are not able to speak or nor can hear. So they can't speak their words what they need and what they want to say, so they use the sign language taught to them in their special school to express their feeling. That's all for today's topic. Thank you all.